Welcome to the Alfred Hajos National Swimming Stadium in the heart of Budapest on Margaret Island as we get ready and you get ready to watch the second quarterfinal in the women's water polo, and the two biggest hitters in the sport, in the women's sport, will go head to head right here. It's a repeat of the Olympic final. It's a repeat of the last World Championship final as we bring you the United States of America against Spain. Well, in terms of the head-to-head, Spain has the advantage, but in recent times, the Americans have been dominant. 11-6 in Gwangju and 14-5 in the Olympic final in Tokyo 12 months ago. So what does Spain have in their armory to test the USA? Well, already the Italians have booked their place in the semi-finals with a 17-7 victory over France. A 10-goal unanswered run took them from 3-3 to 13-3, and that knocked the stuffing out of the French. Now this, we hope, will be a little bit more competitive right throughout the 32 minutes, but on the basis of the last two games, looks like USA have Spain's number. What can they do? What can they create to give the Americans a test? There's so much experience in the six-time winners roster. They have the MVP from the Olympics. They have somebody who's got 3 Olympic golds. They've got somebody who's got 3 World Championship golds. All the odds seem stacked against the Spanish. But what the Spanish have been doing is scoring a lot of goals. 72 in 4 games. And Beatriz Ortiz and Judith Forca are on very good form. 17 and 15 goals respectively. So they will be the key to the result. The USA come through very comfortably, apart from, well, maybe a slight hiccup against the Netherlands, but it's still a 4-goal cushion. The other two games were pretty much walkovers, 24-2 against South Africa and 23-3 against Argentina. Spain, by virtue of not winning their group, had to come through an extra game, which they have done pretty comfortably. Kazakhstan, they beat 14-1 in that round of 16. But, say, in between times, they've got 72 goals, and they've only conceded 21 in 4 matches. So their defense has been very good. The Americans have conceded 12 in 3. Here are the officials for today. Georgios Stavridis of Greece and Frank Omer of Germany. They will be in charge. Same 2 coaches, by the way, that were involved in that last World Championship final. Adam Krikorian for the USA, and Spain will have Miguel Ocagaya as their coach. Quite a few names, a lot of names in the American lineup are still there. Madeline Musselman, for example, we'll see her fairly soon. MVP at the Olympics. Harold Labidis is still in there, and of course, Margaret Stephens is the player I was talking about, who has those 3 Olympic golds and 3 World Championship golds. We'll see her in the USA line. But it's Spain who come out on full deck first. Laura Asta will be most likely their goalie. We'll wait and see. That's not determined yet until we get the starting lineups. Cristina Nogueira is number 2. Then Annie Esbar, number 3. She's already got 7 field goals and 1 penalty goal. Now, here's the player to watch. Beatriz Ortiz, 17 goals, 15 of which from the field. If she's firing, it could be a very interesting hour or so. Nona Perez is number 5. Irene Gonzalez is number 6. All the Spanish outfield players have managed to supply goals so far. Gonzalez followed by Elena Ruiz. Then Maria de Pilar Peña is number 8. And the other kingpin of the Spanish attack is Judith Forca. She's number 9. And it will come down really to Ortiz and Forker firing. If they do, well, we could have an interesting game on our hands. Paula Camus is number 10. Micah Garcia is 11. Paula Layton is 12. And it'll be interesting to see which goalie they opt for, because Martina Terra is normally their backup. She's the younger of the two. They might go for experience. Probably will do in this one with Laura Esther. There is Martina Terra, and their coach, as I mentioned previously, is still the coach from 3 years ago, and indeed the Olympic coach, Miguel Angel Ocagaya. That's the Spanish. Let's bring on the Olympic champions and the world champions. Ashley Johnson and Amanda Long have actually had exactly the same pool time, so we'll see how they toss the coin. Adam Krikorian could go with either. They're both incredibly good and incredibly experienced. Ashley's a little bit older, but they've had equal pool time so far. Now, the MVP from the Olympics in Japan last year, Madeline Musselman, on the cusp of getting double figures. She's got 8 field goals and 1 penalty goal. Tara Prentice will be number 3. One of those Olympic champions from 2021, Rachel Fatal, will be wearing 4. Ava Johnson is next on to pool deck, and she's got the number 5 cap. And here comes a woman who's done, well, literally everything in the sport. She's won all the medals it has, and also scored goals in very big games. She is Margaret Steffens, number 6. Stephanie Howard-Labidis is number 7. She's got 10 goals already under her belt. Ria Nushel, number 8 for the Americans. They're all racking up goals. I'm looking across, there's 10, there's 8, there's 6. They've had goals from pretty much every direction and right down the list. Denise Mamalito, number 9. Kaylee Gilchrist has the number 10 cap. USA will be playing in whites today, by the way. White caps that is. Bailey Weber is number 11 for the USA. Well, the 2000 born. They've only got 2 born in this century. 12 is Jordan Rainey. And while she probably won't see herself as a backup goalie, I think in terms of how she's perceived, Amanda Longan will fulfill that criteria here today. We'll get the starting 6s shortly. Before we do all that, we've got a couple of anthems to listen to. And in the American case, I'm sure they'll be belting out the words. So the Spanish national anthem, that will be followed immediately by the American national anthem. And then play will be underway in about 6 minutes' time for the USA against Spain in quarterfinal number 2 here in Budapest.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the anthem of Spain.
There is not a lot that these two teams do not know about each other. Last two big finals has been between them. 11-6 in Guangzhou. America off to a very fast start, 3-1, and kind of broke the resolve a little bit of the Spanish, who tied the next one, but then the USA rather ran away with it in period 3, and as the contest, it was over. And a big scoreline in the final in Tokyo last year, 14-5. So Spanish will be mindful of that. They've got a great record against the USA. They head-to-heads are 12-8 in their favor, but certainly recent encounters have been in the Americans' favor. Plenty of goals, though, as we've seen in the Spanish team, 72 in 4. They have had a reasonable progress in terms of not having difficult teams. The USA have had 3 games, and they were tested a little bit by the Dutch. Here's their lineup, and there are a lot of familiar names who've been around for quite some time. When it comes to Margaret Steffens, she goes back to the World Juniors in 2009. There's the coach, Adam Krikorin, who masterminded their victory last time, and also the Olympic program as well. 6 times world champions, 3 times Olympic champions. They are the powerhouse in world women's water polo right now. Spain are the closest to them. This kind of game we thought might come a little later in the program, but the way it's shaped up in the groups, it means that Spain face them in the quarter-final stage. And here's their lineup. This new young tinge, but then there's the more experienced, choose my words carefully, experienced players like Maria Peña, for example, and Miguel Ocagaya is their coach. And he was their coach 3 years ago, so a lot of things haven't changed. Second place last time, world champions 2013, and runners-up in 2012 and 2020 at Olympic level. Also the European champions as well, shouldn't forget. They are the best in Europe. Now we've hit 32 degrees after a very wet start in Budapest. It was raining for much of the morning, but the clouds have parted, the sun has arrived, and we are promised a heat wave over the next few days. 32 degrees here. And Spanish will be in their blue and red caps. There's blue caps, but there's obviously a bit of red in there as well. It's the white for the Americans, who for the first period will be playing from left to right as we look. And it looks like they've gone Spanish with Laura Esther as their starting goalie, and Ashley Johnson has been favored by the USA. No real surprise, the 2 more experienced goalies have been selected for what will be a very big game, especially for the Spanish. If they could win this, throws the whole of this competition on its head. We're underway. First sprint won by the Americans. First swim off won by the Americans, who can now start to construct, and they won't hang around. We saw a bit of a ponderous build-up for France in their quarterfinals. The Americans will not be hanging around. They have a chance to shoot. They will be shooting. Steffens, all that experience. Again, rotation. There's no way in yet. Well, now there is. No second opportunity required for Madeline Musselman, the MVP at the Olympics. Finds a way through and finds a way through very early. 24 seconds, no less. Win the sprint, take the shot, score the goal. Spain know what they're up against now. Beatriz Ortiz. Looking for it is Peña. Is there a route to goal? They're trying to move in is Gonzalez, but she can't get there. Peña will try and will be thwarted by Ashley Johnson. the American goalie, again, pumps it out quickly. Not the most accurate pass, but they'll still latch onto it. And quickly, very quickly, the Spanish defense have to rearrange. Jordan Rainey, very deep. Ortiz trying to keep her quiet as best she can. Shot clock is down to 5. Americans need something. There's going to be an exclusion for the Spanish, I think, coming up. There is. And the shot in the interim comes in from Stephanie Haralabidis. Second goal for America, and we've only had 1 minute and 22. She goes to 11, and the USA go to 2, and their first 2 attacks have resulted in goals. Now we can hear this is raised from in the pool. The coach is not calling the shots. I think that's Stefan's calling the shots. Make sure she said no foul, no foul. As the Spanish get a little bit closer with Esbar, but she is so dynamic in goal is Ashley Johnson. She very imposing. Another long pass. That's the American tactic today. It seems Musselman is then pushed out of it by Judith Forker. Americans will have the ball, though, for a little longer with Musselman. Shot clock on 8. And that's going to nobody. Well, that was mainly because Johnson was being held, but the referee didn't think there was anything untoward, so Spain will get the ball back. And the Americans keeping them very deep indeed. Esbar then finds Johnson quite a job to handle, but that's a lovely shot from Pena. In fact, it is from Forker. Forker getting that shot in. Judith Forker, what? Judith Forker and Beatrice Ortiz have to play at their optimum today to give the Americans trouble. And short side she goes. And for the first time, Ashley Johnson is beaten at her near post. Spain on the board. Rachel Fatal for the Americans. Ortiz doing a very good job in tying up Haralabidis for a moment, but now she's free. Left-handed shot she has as well. Spain have 2 of those. We get an exclusion coming for Spain. It's going to be the number 2, Christina Norgate, and goal number 3. Just as they're trying to rearrange to cover that extra player, there is Madeline Musselman yet again. Second of the game for her, 11 in the tournament. And America already on a roll, 3-1 after 4 minutes. They make it look so easy, and that is why they are the world champions and Olympic champions. Much more difficult for other teams, but they make a virtue of the eye of a needle pass. Ruiz for Spain, come in close. She'll get it back, I think, or somebody will, because he can't shoot from there. Ruiz hits the post and comes back out. They'll get another possession, maybe no, because Ashley Johnson has anticipated where that ball was going to go and reclaims it for American possession. And again, doesn't hang around. We don't get a lot of this procrastinating from the American goalie. She likes to deliver it as soon as possible. Musselman already looking for a hat-trick, and we've not even had 4 minutes yet. Weber is going to come back around. They're going to use the extremity of the ball. No, it's going to be a steal for Spain, and there's going to be exclusion for America And Bailey Webber's going to have to go and sit it out for 20 seconds. She may not even get to the exclusion zone by the time that 20 seconds has expired, but she's not in the game. So Ruiz for Spain. Is there a corner to pick? Might be for Ortiz on this tide, and that's in. That is in. It's going to go to Garcia, I believe. Yeah, Garcia got the last touch. I think there was a bit of American involvement in that, but Garcia was the last Spanish player to touch it. Three-two, just over halfway gone in the first period. Michelle. Gilchrist, they ring the changes personnel-wise. It's going to be another exclusion with the Spanish, which gives a 6-on-5 to America. Don't do that, because they will rotate it and rotate it to your like a spinning top. Gilchrist. No-Shell. Gilchrist still hasn't got the angle she wants. Now maybe the angle. No, over the top from No-Shell. A bit surprised by that. Americans very rarely lose a chance on a 6-on-5. They have this time. And they've given possession back to the Spanish. Perez. Under pressure from Prentice. Spanish with Perez again. Show. No shot yet, and that's an easy palm away. It's a pretty comfortable shot, pretty comfortable save as well. Was Ortiz, though, so you don't know quite what she's going to do. Normally good things. Gilchrist advances. Gilchrist looks up and thinks, have I got a chance to shoot here? Well, not quite. Not certainly her initial intention, but when it comes to Rainey, to No-Shell, off the top of the goal, off the bar it comes. And the Spanish can, not get it out quickly, but methodically with Ortiz. Now, she's a big danger to the Americans if she can get her shooting range right. Esbar. That's, nearly nice. What does the referee say? That's a legal foul. Well, not even a foul. That's a legal move by America, so nothing will be chalked against them. They'll get possession back with Ashley Johnson. And they can formulate something again. Gilchrist. Steffens. A little pass over the top, but the Spanish read that nicely, and Perez will start to make her way forward. And when she looks up, she'll see the most advanced is Pena. And you're now arriving very close to the 2-meter area. Ortiz. Haven't seen her shoot yet. She's setting things up for other people, but she has a wicked shot if she lets it go. Perez. Shoots and scores. Spain get another. And we are level at 3 apiece. Nona Perez. As for the goals from Forca and from Garcia, and we have a tied game at 3-3. Much to the chagrin of Adam Krikorian. Makes another substitution. He's used quite a lot of his bench already, used his starters and used a few of the extra players. It's No-Shell. Working away in from the right, Harold Labides. So that's going to be another Spanish claim. America giving the ball away quite frequently at the moment. Those 50-50 passes are finding Spanish hands. Ortiz. Setting the play up. Again, not shooting because she hasn't got enough range on that yet. She's working her way in, though. Ortiz, the shot is coming. Oh, she's prevented from taking it by No-Shell, and they lose it. She really wanted that shot. She was setting it up, but good D by America to stop her getting into that shooting range. Another long pass from Ashley Johnson, picking out Haralabides. Is she going to go coast to coast? Well, she tried to do that. And then there was a block from Laura Esther in the Spanish goal. 3-3. Last 30-second clock of the first quarter coming. Spain need a shot. They need it quickly. It's only 2 seconds. That's not going to be the answer. But a very interesting, entertaining, and tightly fought first 8 minutes. We can't separate these two after 8 minutes play. Defending champions and the silver medalists from 3 years ago are locked at 3-3. Well, so the last two meetings between these two, America have been very much in the box seat. 14 goals and 11 goals they've scored. Spanish have found it hard to keep with them, but they've kept with them in the first 8 minutes here. Perez, Forca and Garcia, and they've not even gone to their main scorer yet. She's been the setup player, not shooting yet. Ortiz, when she gets that range, she's a massive danger. Of course, America have plenty of dangerous players, like Musselman has got 2 already, and Stephanie Haralabides. Musselman going to 11 now for the tournament. And that was, well, it just went over, did get a little touch en route. And that was a terrific goal by Perez. And, well, the Spanish do believe. They really do believe. In fact, I'm looking across at their coach. Very, very vocal in the period between 1 and 2. And Spain have had more shots than the Americans. In fact, there's been a couple of times where America have given the ball away quite needlessly in that 2-meter area. Now we are tied at 3 apiece. It's warming up nicely. There's a little Spanish contingent here. There's a big American contingent. And it's a lot of water polo fans from other countries who've come along to see the World and Olympic champions. And they're seeing a very, very good game indeed. Here comes the first sprint, first swim off, which will go the way of the Americans. First possession for them, Rachel Fatal. Haralabides. Spanish, we're talking about the American defense. Spanish defense has been pretty good too. And they're making sure that they don't have too many easy looks. That's going to be a turnover, and turnover foul by Stephens. Allows Spain to come forward, and they're going to make a bit more of this one potentially. Espa, Ortiz. Now, keep waiting for that shot. I keep telling you about this bullet shot, and there it is! Right on cue! Right on cue! Beatrice Ortiz, we've been waiting for that, and there you have it. 18 goals in the tournament. I told you she has a wicked shot when she lets it go, and that's what I was expecting in the first. Well, she was setting things up for other people and thinking, right, okay, now is my time, and now is her time to put Spain in front. USA 3, Spain 4. Combination of good D and some good shooting by Spain. But are they going to allow Fatal in, or is it going to be a penalty? The foul is created, and the foul is on Pena. It's a penalty foul, which means that the USA have a chance immediately to get back on level terms. Haralabides will take it. Haralabides up against Laura Esther. Once the referee's whistle blows, and score she does. Second of the game. The other one from field goal range, and we are level again. Is it going to be that kind of game? 3-3 at the end of the first, 4-4 now. Early scores from both teams in the opening minute or so. Ortiz starts to swim forward. She's very deep at the moment. Esbar. Good, quick rotation of the ball by the Spanish. Ortiz. No, not this time. Esbar. They'll get a chance again. Ortiz. Oh, nearly. So nearly. Hits the bottom of the post and comes away to safety. Well, it was brute force last time with a shot. She was just trying to place that one. And Ashley Johnson probably wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. It snuck in that post, but just hits the bottom of it. Labidis. Another exclusion for Perez. So 6-on-5 for the Americans. Can they make this their advantage count? Musselman looking for her hat-trick. Nushal denied. And Laura Esther set Spain on their way once again. It's a fast-paced game, this. Not much hanging around. Ruiz for Spain, very deep. Being kept there by Fatal. He looks up and finds there's going to be an exclusion for the Americans, so there's going to be a 6-on-5. Can they get something in quickly while that player is making their way to the exclusion zone? And they've got all the key players there. Shot off the post and a rebound, and they've got it back again. Forka with the attempt. And there's another exclusion. This time, I think it's coming the way of Judith Forka. Is it? No, that's shot blocked. So, anyway, we are full contingent on both sides. 6-on-6. Labidis. Musselman. Is that hat-trick coming? Oh, that shot's going wide from Fatal. And we are still locked at 4. USA 4, Spain 4. Esther puts out Ruiz. Oh, that was a bit aggressive on Forka, wasn't it? She might get the pass back now. Looking for the shot for the bottom corner. That's lovely! Really, really nice from Judith Forka. Great invention, great creation from the Spanish, and they are back in front. All we thought down to Forka and Ortiz having great games, and they're having very good games right now, giving Spain just a chance. Well, that's everything we wanted and more out of this matchup. Fatal. Good work again by Ortiz. Ortiz is working so hard at both ends of the pool. She's setting the play up, she's defending the play, she's scoring cracking goals. She is a real force of nature. Gilchrist. No route through to goal. Still no route, and they're running out of time, and Spain will get this ball back. Oh, will they? No, holding down, so there'll be a reset to 20, and they'll lose a player, so another 6-on-5 for America to capitalize on. Gilchrist, shot's going to come in maybe a little earlier this time from Fatal. No, it isn't. Fatal again. Gilchrist. That's a better option, but there again, read perfectly by Laura Esther, and there'll be another American possession. Rainey, that's better from an American point of view, and there is the hat-trick goal from the Olympic MVP, Madeline Musselman, stepping up where she needs to, And that's 4. There's only 3 on our system. I think we've just given her 1 extra than she should have had. It's only 3. 5 all. Yeah, we've got 2 from Harold Beedis and 3 from her. So that makes 5. So that caption was wrong, but it is 3. Here's a hat-trick goal. Esbar. Is there a corner to be picked? That's not quite gone in and will be reclaimed by Musselman before Ashley Johnson gets a chance to get to it. 5 all. 3 minutes remaining till we get to half time. It's quite breathless stuff. Johnson swimming into a position for the shot. Musselman's good rotation, nicely put away by Margaret Steffens. And when the Americans are on song, that's what they do very comfortably indeed. So they've turned around a 1-goal deficit and they've got their noses in front. Steffens didn't go for the obvious option. She could have gone for the far corner. She went for the near one. And that's what experience does for you. 3 Olympic titles, 3 world titles. She's been in this position many times. Not that they've really come under threat too many times, but she knows the way to unpick that lock. Ruiz. Perez. Now the Americans are keeping them deep again. They need to find something to just open up this defense. Gonzalez. And getting smothered is Garcia, who's trying to get herself into a shooting position, but not long on the shot clock. Something has to come like now, or else the 30-second shot clock will have gone. They're going to get a 20-second reset, but they can't do anything with it. And that will be American ball once again, much to the delight of both the coach and Ashley Johnson, who can look to get a long distribution. She's not going to go short. She always tries to get the ball into the opponent's half, and she's done that. Musselman just overcooked that on the pass, so Spain will get it back. And Laura Esther will go on a little bit of a swim before she can pick out the person she wants. That's Ruiz. Nice pass. Now, Spanish are looking for somebody in the middle. Oh, and that's going to potentially be a penalty, is it, for the Spanish? I do believe it is. Spanish penalty coming. Ruiz has the chance to level things up again. Ruiz up against Ashley Johnson to make it 6-all. Penalty shot for the Spanish. Just waiting until the American substitute gets herself in position, so the referee won't blow the whistle until she is. Now he does, and now the save is made by Ashley Johnson. That could be, in the context of the game, quite crucial. Because Spain were looking to get back on level terms again. Carried by Newshell. Gilchrist. Back it will come around to Steffens. And nearly interception by the Spanish, and they will see where their players go. That's going to be Garcia's going to go for her first. 6-on-5 for the Americans, working it out wide this time to Gilchrist. They'll come back inside for the shot. Musselman under a lot of pressure. This is good D by the Spanish, really good D, and a good save at the end of it too. Yeah, they are matching America for defensive work, and that was, you would have thought, cast iron chance for the USA to score. Well, it was, and they didn't. Ruiz. Are they going to go wide? Are they going to go central? Garcia's looking for a way. Garcia's thinking about the shot, but she's not going to take it, and there is the shot, which again, I think collects a bit of the woodwork on the way. America reclaim the ball as we look up at the clock and notice it's going to be the last possession of this second quarter as we approach half-time. America should not relinquish this ball now. Maybe get number 7 to give him a little goal cushion. No, not going to have this. Interesting idea, but not a great execution by Kaylee Gilchrist. And we have arrived at half-time. Still uncertain and unclear who's going to progress to the last 4. It's not one-sided. The American coach having a chat to the referee, something he's not happy with. That'll get resolved at some future point, but is USA 6, Spain 5 as we hit half-time. Nip and tuck. Musselman has been brilliant, as she so often is. Was the best player at the Olympics, as judged in Tokyo last year. And prior to this game, she had 9. Well, she now has 12, because she's put the ball in the net on 3 occasions. But although these highlights will just show the goals, I've got to say the Spanish defense has been terrific. They really have stopped the key players from America getting the time and space they need. They've closed them down and on top of them so often. Not a high-scoring game, but a high-quality game is what it is. And Ortiz with this. Yeah, it did take a slight deflection, it's true, but up until that point, she'd been doing all the setting up. And when she shoots, invariably, the goalie is picking it out of the back of the net. Well, the Americans would have expected, well, not an easy ride. They know how good the Spanish are. European champions, second best team in the world on the recent count back. It's just that chasm, that gap between 1 and 2 has been quite big. Not today. 6 out of 14 for the USA, 5 out of 19 for the Spanish. And just that one penalty shot taken by the USA, converted. One penalty shot for Spain, taken and saved. That could be a difference. Well, it is a difference in the scoreline right now. Personal fouls for Spain. Having a quick check to see if anybody's in trouble. No, nobody is, but Mamalito actually has 2 for the USA. They've only committed 4 personal fouls, and she has 2 of them. So she'll probably get taken out of the firing line for the time being. They don't want to lose a player, even though they've got massive depth. There's Espar. But if Spain are to provide an upset here, it's going to have to be Ortiz and Forker, who both scored, who let it happen. Referees ready. Players are up against that goal rope. And off we will go with quarter number 3. And America will have the first possession. Stephens, it was who won it. And she's right in the thick of the action again. Musselman is their choice starting 6. So much experience. They'll rotate it till the cows come home, or until that 30-second shot clock expires. And we're at 5, and they might throw this away. They have. They got the shot in, but it was a pretty tame one and easily dealt with by Laura Esther. It's unusual for the Americans, not using the shot clock proficiently. This time, Spanish were able to thwart their advance. Forca, left-handed shooter, to Ruiz. Keep looking for that corner, and that's another bounce shot from Ortiz that hits the top of the bar and comes back to safety from a USA point of view, and they'll get a nice long pass again, carried quickly by Harold Labides, who immediately gets her shot away into the corner. And again, not understated, we know how good she is. Gets her hat-trick. Just needs one look And despite, what, 2 Spanish players, one virtually on top of her, she comes back from being submerged and gets the shot away. Just gets her faculties right, and into the corner it goes. So America now have a 2-goal cushion. Spain would like an instant reply. Ortiz, again, at the back of the Spanish pack. Ruiz. That's an easy palm. It'll be an extra 20 seconds now for the Spanish to construct something. Gonzalez will put the ball back in play to Esbar. That's just behind Ortiz. Goes and claims it. Not going to shoot from there. Ruiz might, but she's not allowed to. Shot clock is down to the last few seconds. Oh, that was just wide. Just wide. They had to get a shot in. Else that shot clock was going to disappear, but just missed. Musselman will come forward. She's got a couple of options, one of which is Rainey. Back around to Musselman again, and that's another steal by the Spanish. Just to rip that ball away from Margaret Steffens. There's Ruiz. That's a nice pass. Just a little bit strong. Ortiz. Forker. No, not quite. Not quite. I think the idea was try and get to Leighton, who was in that 2-meter area, but just didn't find its way to her. Musselman. One of 2 hat-trick scorers. The Spanish are going to lose a player. And that means goodbye for the time being to Ortiz, who's so key to them defensively and offensively, which might just open the door for that shot. Labides, of course it does. And that's what she does and what she has done in this game so far. Another one for Stephanie Labides. She doesn't stand on ceremony, does she? She sees an opportunity, it's there, and it's gone, and it's in. Much more comfortable now, the USA. 3-goal advantage, first time in the game. They've opened up a little bit of breathing space. Not a winning lead yet, though. Forca with Esbar. Just slipped out of the grasp of Perez, who will try and, again, they're trying to go in tight. Spanish will get that ball back, though. They've got an extra 20 seconds for the shot. In it goes. And that will be another for the Spanish and Maria del Pilar Peña. She gets Spain's 6th. And the arrears are reduced to 2. The Spanish coach, hand on hips. The American coach, hand on hips. As the Americans put something together again as they work forward. They're quite deep at the moment. Musselman. Prevented from getting too far. They're fouling, but in the right way, if you know what I mean. They're not getting excluded at the moment, the Spanish. Musselman. Oh, what a goal that is. What a goal that is from Madeline Musselman. And there's just no stopping that. Just no stopping. She is absolutely in the groove today. Just slight opening and in off the post it goes. Nothing better than seeing the very best players in any sport, and you're seeing that with Musselman, you're seeing it with Labides, just showing how they can step up at a moment's notice. It's exclusion for the Americans, so 6-on-5 now as Nushal goes and sits it out for 20 seconds. Can the Spanish get a shot away? Here it comes, and there it goes. Garcia second, and Spain get another one back. 9-7 to the USA. 6-on-5 this time did work very well from a Spanish point of view. They got in within that 2-meter area to give them a much better look. Two best sides in the world meeting in the quarterfinals. Doesn't seem quite right, does it? But they are providing us with a very, very entertaining game. And there's going to be exclusion for Garcia now. So America have the man, or rather woman advantage in this case. And it is you-know-who. Madeline Musselman does it again. Which is the man part? Well, it was Muscle Man. 5 goals for Madeline. 4 goals for Harold Abides. And it's 10 now for the USA. Ortiz, well, she knows they have a big job to do. This Spanish team will push right to the end, though, and they always do. They need to keep it respectable, that lead, though, to keep in the game. Ortiz, it's going to be a foul on the Americans, and Stephens is going to go. So 6-on-5. Early shot might be required here. Ortiz, off the frame of the goal. Back out it comes to Pena. 20-second reset. Esbar. That was a fake, and Spain will win it back. And they'll have the open player in Pena. Left-handed shot. Going to try and go that top corner. She can't. Ortiz is tied up as well, and that ball's going to pinball-like move around and find its way back into USA possession. 2:26 and counting remaining in the third. It's quality stuff, this. Nushal. Fatal. Slash again, trying to keep them away from that 2-meter area in front of goal. They can't this time, though, and Tara Prentice will put it away. And to the great delight of her teammates, restores the American 4-goal lead as they go to 11-7. Great work by Prentice to get her first of the game. American coaching team delighted by what they've seen. I think he's a bit more comfortable now, a bit more under control than they were. And the score was 6-5 at the interval. Pena. And they go long this time, and that's again right into an area where immediately 3 Americans converge, but they're still going to give it to the Spanish. The referee says that's still Spanish ball. They'd nearly thrown it away too because they weren't sure they were going to get it. But they have. Esbar. Ortiz once again. I'd love to see one of those shots come in that she's so good at putting in. She hasn't had too many opportunities because the Americans have just been swarming all over her. Ortiz, that's again into an area where there's not a Spanish player. There's going to be an exclusion, though, for the Americans. They're going to lose Rainey for a second foul. Great chance, great goal. Just delayed long enough, did Ruiz, to move Ashley Johnson just a little. It was almost imperceptible that she moved the American goalie a foot or two, just enough to give her the range. Look at that, just moved her, moves her out. And there's the ball lodged in the back of the net. I say they're not going to give up on this. 3-goal or not. I've seen Adam Krikorian look happier. Steffens. Fatal. Smasher again are covering a couple of the key players. They need to be sure they're not doing it too aggressively. And there's no route through at the moment. It's really good D. This is fantastic defense. Really good defense by the Spanish. They were absolutely determined not to allow, in any way, shape or form, Ava Johnson getting anywhere near that goal. In fact, it was Margaret Steffens they were stopping. Now, chance here. No, a bit of holding down by the Spanish time. It's a foul. Well, I don't think that Paula Leighton agrees, but it doesn't really matter. She's not the referee. Fatal hasn't had any goal scoring impact yet. Musselman has, and she's the player waiting for the ball in the middle. Pass over the top. Spain will get it back, although the referee's seen a foul, an exclusion foul too. So here comes 6-on-5 for the Americans. Musselman back around. They're not going to use her this time. They're going to use Gilchrist instead, and it crashes against the crossbar and away. And that will end what has been a very good 8 minutes for the Americans. They have scored 5. And the Spanish have only got 3. That's why it's tilted now. He's got a smile on his face. I don't think he's happy with some of the calls that are being made, but nonetheless, what matters is what his team have achieved, and they've given them a 3-goal cushion going into the final quarter. It's 11-8 USA. Well, it has been the most quality we've seen in the women's water polo by some distance. Ashley Johnson barking out those instructions in the lovely way that she does. Now, they started with Laura Esther, and then they replaced Laura Esther with Martina Terra. So she's had the bulk of the shots in her range, including this lady who's absolutely been on top-notch form. 5 out of 5 for Madeline Musselman. 4 from Stephanie Howard-Labides, and for the Spanish, a couple from Forca and a couple from Garcia. Still out shooting the Americans though, 28-21. The shot efficiency is much better from America. They've converted on 11, Spain only on 8. A lot of chat going on with Garcia. The Americans having a little discourse at the other end as quarter number 4 is about to commence. How many more twists and turns could we potentially see in this one? Well, we'll find out. Next 8 minutes of play just about to get underway, and America will win it. In fact, they don't. Spanish will get possession straight off. Referee decides that should be Spanish ball. It's Forca who has it. Forca with Espar. Well, where's Ortiz? She's on the left, I think. I'll make your way forward. Yeah, there she is on the left. In fact, they hadn't started with Ortiz. I thought it was her, but they started without Ortiz in the fourth quarter. They allow Forca to try and dictate things. That's a really good pass, isn't that? A fantastic pass. What a goal! What a goal that is! Ashley Johnson with the lob pass, and it's a long lob pass too. And there is Stephanie Howard-Labides on the end of it for goal number 5 for her, and goal number 12 for the USA. That was in a matter of seconds. Well, I know you could say Spanish goalie should get it, but that is top notch, and again, just shows why she's such a key element of this American team. Ashley Johnson sees things that other people do not see. Forca for the Spanish. Now Espa. No route through there. We'll have to go back and try and rotate it again through Espa. Is there a look? Is there a shot? No. And, well, that was kind of slightly indeterminate, but they have kept possession. And they have a 6-on-5 with the exclusion. Second yellow card for Nushal. Forca. Shot's got to come in now, surely. No, you've got to play it that way. Well, I don't know. The option of going to Espa direct seemed better. And then, again, from that angle, with a player in the way and the goalie covering that post, didn't look to be the option to me, and it turned out not to be ultimately. Nushal will advance it. America getting into close range, into that 2-meter range, very nearly. Nushal will show, but she won't shoot. Gilchrist might. Gilchrist palms it off, and that looks to have dribbled in to me. That looked to have dribbled in real time. I think there might well be another goal for Haralabidis here. Almost certain that went in. Yes. Yeah, I think, well, is the whole of the ball over the line, or is it not? They'll go and examine the VAR. Here comes the examination. I think we'll get a, there we go. For the first time we've got a split screen on this. Now we've got the VAR, and, oh, it's been given. That was not quite as dramatic as I thought it was going to be, but we did have a split screen of VAR. First time we've ever seen that in water polo at the World Championships. Forca, Espa, Ruiz, 13-8, and there's going to be American excluded. A shot surely coming here, maybe for the left-hand shooter. The angle is way too acute for that. Should be Espa. No, up against the frame of the goal and away to safety, straight to Gilchrist. And those close-range shots for Spain just not finding their target or finding woodwork at the moment. Haralabidis, wow, she's really stepped up her game to put in shot after shot and goal after goal. And there's not any range in which she won't shoot. Mamalito. That's going to be another exclusion for the Spanish. So the Americans have that extra player, and they will shoot. And, well, no, good interception. Brilliant interception by Espa. And she looks around, and all there is white caps. There was nobody to give that ball to. There were 3 Americans within breathing distance of her, and she had no option to kind of give that ball away, sadly, after a great interception. Gilchrist will see Ruiz coming towards her. And they're going to run out of time on the shot clock if they're not careful. It's down to 4. Still down to 2. Here's the shot. Here's the save. So that didn't quite work out as they would have liked. Martina Terra with the, let's say, relatively easy save. She covered the corner quite nicely. And Spain, who have yet to score in this quarter. We've had 4 minutes. They've had their chances. They've had quite a few 6-on-5s, and they'll have a 20-second shot clock here because Fatal's going to go. Now, how many has she got? Only the one. And here comes timeout, first timeout of the game for Spain because they have the player advantage and they have a 20-second shot clock. Here is Miguel Ocagaya. So that's what's going to happen.
Vale, vamos con los dos palos, Paula y Maika en el primero y en el segundo. Nona, vas en 1, ¿de acuerdo? Bea vas en 2, Elena vas en 4 y Ani vas en 5. Vamos con la entrada de los dos palos para arrastrar a las exteriores, para hacer la salida exterior, para hacer esto mismo que hemos hecho esta última jugada, ¿de acuerdo? Girarla, girarla, girarla y en 5, la de 5, atenta, tiene todo el largo. Please. ¿Cuántas veces lo hemos dicho?
That's where you wish you kept on with those Spanish lessons a little bit longer. But they'll understand every single word, and whether they can enact it, we'll find out in the next 20 seconds, because they could do with a goal. They haven't had one in this period so far, and we are over halfway into it. Come back to Ortiz. The ball's really got to be rotated back to her, surely, haven't? Now, Ortiz, Ruiz. Oh, they got a lucky bounce there because that could easily have found its way into the back of Ashley Johnson's net. It did not. The Americans can, well, if they need to breathe a sigh of relief, they'll be doing that after that play. Now, here is Fatal. Back around again. Play being called by one of the Americans, I think it was by Musselman, but she's muscled out of it. And Spanish, well, what the Americans would be doing, would they be doing a long punt now, but she just delayed. She used a lot of that shot clock. She was about 13 seconds of it. Now Ortiz. Perez, that's not going to squirm away from Ashley Johnson. She's got that under control. Now, is it the long pass again? No, it's got a mid-range this time. But 1, 2, and then the Spanish descend on it. They'll have to go back to the centre of the pool to create something again. A few fouls, but nothing worthy of exclusion yet. And there's going to be another few seconds. Oh, that was nearly good. And certainly very creative, but doesn't find its intended target. Under 2.5 to go. So USA will be moving on to the semi-finals as very much predicted, but Spain have given them a good run for their money. They put them through their paces today. Ruiz, what are her options? One is Perez, who can go central, but she's not going to get a chance to shoot because of Nushal in her face. And when the shot does come in, it's not a particularly accurate one. There's going to be a timeout for the USA. So Adam Krikorian will just want to get his troops in, tell them a few words, and tell them how they're going to see out this game.
Hey, Rachel, Maddie, and Ryan coming out. Actually, Steph, you come on out. Ryan, you stay.
Shut it down.
You stay. Let's run a double. Here, down there. Okay?
Be smart.
Yeah, just well spaced everywhere, though. Patient, well spaced.
Good job. No, I'm just trying to work in my head. Yeah. I feel like I can.
Bailey, you go to 1. Hey, you're down at 5. Joe, you go to like 4 over here. Need the ball, though. Joe, you need to take the ball, though.
Good job by our sound man there to capture all that. That's ball back underway with Rainey. Last 2 minutes. Americans almost home and hosed. Mamalito has Leighton all over her. So there's nowhere that she can shoot through her. So it's going to come back and she'll find, again, the Spaniard right in her face. And although they've conceded 13, They have done a really good job defensively on many occasions. They've not allowed America to be anywhere near as dominant as they can be. They can just tear you asunder, but they've not allowed it. It's only a 5-goal differential, which is it's exactly the same as it was last time round in Gwangju in the final. America going to lose a player. I think it's going to be Gilchrist who goes. It's going to be Mamalito who goes. So there'll be another timeout called by Spain. Try and work away with a 6-on-5 to get past Ashley Johnson.
Judith, en uno. Vamos con Judith en uno. ¿De acuerdo? 2 palos. 2, Elena. 4, Ani, 5. Vale, vamos con 5. ¿Ok?
Now that bit I understood. 104 remaining in the game. And while Spain can't now get a chance to go for a medal, what they can get a chance to do is get a few more goals. Now that they scored 6 against America in Gwangju in 2019. They scored 5 against the USA in the Olympic final. Well, they bettered that. And they could get another here with that player advantage. Although that advantage in time terms is disappearing pretty rapidly here. They need something. Forker, surely. No. They didn't go that option. Garcia thinks that should be Spanish ball, and Spanish ball it shall be for 20 more seconds. This probably will be their last possession. And we need to make something of it. I don't have the player differential now because it's back to a 6-on-6. Ortiz off the bar. Straight back to Nushal, and that may well be the last chance that Spain have of putting pressure on Ashley Johnson, but I say they've bettered in terms of goals scored what they've done in their last 2 meetings. Margaret Steffens, only right she should be involved in the conclusion of this one. Nushal, Steffens, back around to Rainey. And the last few seconds, there's going to be an exclusion for Spain, so they will have a few seconds with the player advantage. One more before they finish. Not going to happen. The shot from Prentice is smothered by Terra, and that, ladies and gentlemen, was a very, very entertaining game indeed. Yes, a 5-goal differential, it is true, but the quality of that game was on a very high plane. Musselman with 5, 6 from Harold Labides. One of those two will be the player of the game. But Spain weren't able to overcome the USA this time. They're through to the semi-finals by 13-8. So we'll wait now for the player of the game. I'm reckoning because of the influence she had in the second mark, maybe Harold Labides, but it's between her and Musselman most certainly. So 50% shot efficiency for the USA at the end. Spain, well, look at that, 8 out of 37. They outshot America by 11, but only converted on 8. First, the fouls didn't really come into it at the end, although Mamalito did foul out for the USA. And we will discover in a matter of seconds after we've seen some of the highlights who is the US's best player. It will be a US player, and it's likely to be Stephanie Harold Labides, 6 out of 8, although Musselman didn't miss any of hers. 5 out of 5 shots converted by the US number 2, an MVP from Tokyo last year. But it's amazing how they can just step up, the USA, when they need to. Just find an extra gear. Spain were very competitive. It was 6-5 at half-time. They just couldn't find a way through in the last quarter. That was a bit of a disappointment. They went 3-2-3 and then 0 in the last one. Not too many goals, only 2 American goals, but the comeback didn't quite materialize for Spain. Well, we'll see them again probably in Fukuoka, maybe in the final next time, but this time around it's the USA who progress. Spain do not, and they have gone for Madeline Musselman rather than Stephanie Haralabidis as the player of the game. It was a bit of a toss-up between them, and they've gone with the American number 2. And she moves on with those 5 goals to 14 in total in the competition. Haralabidis started on 10, will finish on 16. And it's going to be quite an onerous task for the semi-finals. Italy already through, USA through as well. Much more comfortable for Italy than it was for the USA ultimately. 13-8, still to come. Greece, Netherlands, and the big game as far as Budapest is concerned, and they will be here in their droves for that one. Australia against Hungary has a CET start time of 9 o'clock. Could Hungary, like they did at the Olympics, get a bronze medal in both the men's and the women's, or indeed go better? Spanish flags flying, USA flags flying, and it really was a great game. Probably the best of the last 3 between the 2 nations. And that would have graced a final.
Si te ha gustado el vídeo, dale un like enorme. Y no te olvides de suscribirte para no perderte las novedades en el canal.